Alright, no disrespect meant in this video. If you're a P80 builder, you're my friend. And I wanted to go over mine with y'all motherfuckers. So, let's go ahead and get started. Do a quick little overview. These are mostly I'm going to say that these are my favorite over and over and over this video. This one's my favorite, that one's my favorite, but let's go over them, see how they're doing, see if you guys like them. See if you wouldn't bother making it 80%. Any comments? And just tell me. All right. First, we'll do the very first one I ever built. This is my Glock 26 style build. It's clear. It's the very first one I ever made. Works great. Has a great trigger. I do think that the G26 P80s are very easy to build. They're like one of the easier ones. So you can check out the trigger. Nice little snappy trigger there. That's how I like it. It doesn't necessarily have to be a light trigger for me because I shoot a lot of revolvers. So double action is very easy for me. That's my first one. And then now I'm going to go to my favorite. And this is a Geisler. It is actually one of my EDCs. That's why it's like pimped out. It's got the Surefire on there. I usually run P mags with most of my stuff. Every once in a while, you catch me with a Glock mag, like this one right here. Of course, check this. It is unloaded. It's got a hollow sun, Surefire, a dagger slide. Barrel is some kind of fancy barrel, I forget. It's threaded, which, come to find out, I don't think I ever need threaded because I don't really like comps, and I haven't got around to buying any kind of suppressor yet. So there's one of my favorites, probably the top build of all of them. I always swap out those plastic trigger shoes for these metal ones that I really like. This one has a really good trigger. I use a ghost connector on there. So let's go ahead and, yeah, it's light. It's got to be like 3.5 pounds. Perfect reset. One more time. See, like, that's how I like resets to be. I don't know how y'all like it. That's how I like it. So, Geisler frame, PSA dagger slide, but it's the long slide version, so it comes out a little bit. I replaced all the internal stuff with Glock OEM stuff. I don't like to use anything on the inside of my builds except for Glock OEM stuff. That being said, I did make this one when I first started, and it has a fucking Pro Mag that's never jammed on me. I know how people love Pro Mag. So this is a 40 cal. I used an OEM slide. I think the internals are, what was that? There used to be a really cool P80 store that went out of business when they made the changes. It is clear, by the way. Everything's pretty just like a normal Glock on there. I swear I like Glock resets. They don't need to be even changed that much. So there's that one. OEM slide, OEM barrel. Fuck. I guess the front sight is missing. I'll have to fix that one day. Man, it's been in the safe for a while. This is what I call my bedside gun. 10mm large frame P80. It's got one of those really nice slides. I got it off the eBay a few years ago. It's got suppressor sights with a fluted barrel, comped barrel, ported, something like that. And it has all Glock internals, all OEM. It has this big old O-light on there. This thing works great. People talk shit about O-light, but I don't know about the O-sight, but the O-lights, man, you can't get enough of them. These boulders, they work great, man. I haven't charged this thing in probably 6 months, and it works great. 10 milli, freaking heavy, nice little heavy trigger. Like I like it, especially with a 10mm like this. Nice and heavy. perfect reset, just a regular Glock reset. I'll show you guys one more time. Alright, got some nice hollow points that either I loaded these or they're SIG V crowns or something. I'll put that one right there. What is up, buddy? Yeah, I got my kids right here. This is one that kind of means a lot to me. It is from 80% Arms, before they started making you take a background check to get We'll go back to that one that I was just on. So I have two holsters for the Geisler that I was talking about. This is my out the waistband one that I just made this. I had the guys help me at the gun store. It works really good, and oh, I got a little bit of butter on that hollow sun or something. Lettuce, nice. And then I have my in the waistband, which is a Filster, and this thing works great. I know some guys don't like the. I mean, it could be a little tighter around the trigger guard. It's never really bothered me, but what do I know? Alright, back to the one jeez. Alright, back to this one that I was talking about. This one, the two 80%, 80%.com frames that I have, they are kind of special to me, especially since this one says, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says Fort Worth on there, and that's where I'm from, so. This is a G19L. It's got a Streamlight on there. Hollow Sun. I used to be really, I am a pretty big fan of Hollow Sun, just because it's good, cheap. I mean, I haven't found another style of RMR that I prefer more. I know a lot of guys been doing the Siley thing lately, but I haven't jumped ship yet. So there's that one. It has a nice little flared magwell, threaded barrel. It's a Glock 19L. I put a lot of work into this sucker, and still sometimes I can get it to lock back like that, but I think I need to change the guide rod, because it doesn't lock back all the time. But it's not my EDC, so I haven't gotten around to it yet. Alright, what's next? This one is also an 80% frame, but this is more like a Glock 45. This one has a special ability, kind of like a binary, but not exactly. It is very nice as well. It has the PSA dagger slide. Before they got popular, had this threaded barrel. I don't think it's a PSA barrel. I always change the PSA barrels. In my opinion, PSA barrels are garbage. All right, this one almost is always in my pocket. It's my backup gun. I freaking love it. It's got a special trigger job that I had to work on for hours and hours and hours. I do have another PSA dagger slide on there. This one I run with the Shield Arms metal mags. I know I've heard a lot of bad things about the Shield mags. It's never jammed for me. I hear good and bad. It's got a Hollow Sun 407K. It's clear. I put the Streamlight on there. I think it's works great. Keep it right there. Never go wrong with that thing. One day I got to get rid of this clip just to make D-Dog happy. You can tell that I carry it around a lot because this sight is completely filled up with lint. You can barely see anything in there. But probably not going to be aiming too much with that thing. Got a Glock 48 on a 43 frame, so that would make it a Glock 43L. This one has the Shield Arms mags as well. Has an Apex trigger, which they're pretty nice. A little bit heavier than the other ones. Doesn't bother me at all. This one also has a clip, but I don't ever really carry this one around, so I haven't gotten around to changing it yet. Has an extended slide release. All Glock internals, except for maybe a few upgraded parts. And it came out good. Alright, what else do we have here? Oh, this bad boy. My Recover 2080. I don't even know if anybody has some of these. This thing is freaking so fun to shoot, man. And it's got this cheap little True Glow sight on there. And it has never failed me. So what I did is, I originally had the part that goes up and over like that, and then the sight would go on top, but I could not get that thing to 0. So I bought a backplate Picatinny rail rear sight adapter, and I put this True Glow thing on there, and since then I have not had any issues. When you it just lines up perfectly with me. When I go like that, it does look pretty good. What I like to do is I decide, jeez. Talking about my Recover 2080 made me remember I have an MCK that's also a P80. It's all tricked out. So these are my two. I guess you would call them like PCCs or whatever. So the Recover, the way I like to hold it, and it seems to give you plenty of control, is instead of using that mag holder that everybody else uses, what I do is I got the handle, and I put 3 fingers on the handle, and then I wrap this one around there like that, and then I took this part from an MCK, the thumb, the gas pedal, and so it gives you a nice, like, I can really maneuver this thing very well. I saw Capo he had a holster for it, which I thought was really cool. So I'm gonna have to look into that holster part. I guess it's right there. Everything's clear, by the way, for the 3rd or 4th time. Here it is, my MCK, the overly absurd, the most absurd one of the group. It's got a knockoff little ACOG or whatever you got on there. You just charge it real easy. We're clear. Just double, triple check. And it's fun. It's not super accurate, and I know why. It's because, you know, this is a chassis, and then you put the scope on top of it, or the red dot, whatever you choose. So this thing just moves around just a gnat's ass, just a little bit, and that causes it to I cannot get that kid to play mellow. He learned how to open doors. Causes it to just give a little bit too much play, in my opinion. Alright, Frank, I will pay attention to just you now. There's my 80% collection. At least I think that's all of them. Bad looking bunch, huh?